Let me introduce my colleague, Anna Fedorova, Chief Partnership Officer of Startup Network and CEO of Unicorn Cup. Anna?
Hi, Lena. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. There is somebody's mic. Girls, can you mute somebody on the background? I'm really glad to be in Hong Kong, though virtually, but under the circumstances, I'm really glad that we have an opportunity to travel all over the world with my wonderful team. And these events are happening thanks to our sponsors, our global platinum sponsor, Network VC California Seed Fund. And our global golden sponsor is ICU Ventures. ICU Ventures is a Kiev and London-based capital fund that invests in technology companies with ties to Central and Eastern Europe, focused on helping ambitious founders to build global businesses. ICU Ventures makes late seed and Series A investments across the tech spectrum. And our silver sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club. And I would like to remind you that we will be having our Unicorn Cup this summer at the end of this month, just in a couple weeks on July 28th, 29th, and 30th. And the winner of this Unicorn Battle in Hong Kong will join us, as well as all other winners from all over the world. We will be having 3 full days of pitches. One day will be done for the Asian audience on Hong Kong time zone. Another day will be done for European audience, London time zone, and another one will be for American audience, New York time zone. So join us for this gala event. During this season, we had gone to 27 countries, 50 major locations of the world, had gone over 3,500 startups, and the best ones were chosen to pitch live at our finals. Join us for this great event. And what is more, next season would be even more great because we will be doing vertical battles, that is battles dedicated to certain industries. We will take a board only 4 partners with us because we'll be doing only 4 industries. So contact either me or our wonderful hosts today, Lena and Kate, and we will tell you more how to join us for the next fall, for our next season of the Unicorn Battles. And if you would like to see all the solutions, all the innovations in your industry in one place, just in a couple of months, you are our partner. Please contact us. I would like to introduce you to our company. We are the ecosystem of smart solution and online business solutions that solves almost any task in the field of innovation and startup. We help startups to grow into really great businesses, investors to find the best deals, and professionals can make money with us and be really global. Corporations can seek and implement great innovations through our system. The core of our system, the heart, is Startup Network itself. It's a marketplace where startups and real businesses can post their businesses, can post their ideas and promote them. Investors can post their investment opportunities and also look for great deals. We are growing really fast. We are a global company, and join us to be this part of this global movement. Unicorn Battle is events that we had been doing all over the world for many years. It's for the startups. We open the world to startups, and open startups to the world for the investors to find the great deals, and for professionals. If you would like to be our partner, to go with us to any country that we haven't been to, or to maybe city we haven't been to, because in the past we were doing our battles offline. Now we are doing them online. So join us to be really global. And what is more, we are now officially the largest online pitch contest in the world by geography and the number of the events. We had managed to done all those countries and all those events that you are seeing right now, and we expanded even more. So contact us to grow with us. We had been doing events for 11 years already, done more than 200 of them all over the world. We do them on permanent basis in Europe, Asia, United States, and cover all 5 continents. Our expert board is really great because we managed to choose the best winners who over the past 3 years had accumulated more than $120 million in investments. Our VC community keeps growing. We have really famous international VCs within our community and a really great network of angels and private investors. Also, we have within our system a special program called Silicon.Finance. We help companies from all over the world to relocate to United States and apply to top American accelerators. One of our recent entities is Network VC. California Seed Fund is our own venture fund with the 2 current strategies. First one, to participate as an investor in our pre-acceleration program for the chosen startup. And second one, to be a lead investor in our Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund. Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund is a special structure that allows venture syndicates be easily organized. Now, any private investor from all over the world can join us with the check starting from $10,000 and get an access to the best startups we had found through our global system. It's a great opportunity also for the partners to lead a chapter of our syndicate club in your region. So please contact us to know more. And now, to announce our wonderful entity for the VCs, I would like to introduce you to the CEO of the VC House, Natalie Parsciuto. Natalie, are you with us?
Yeah, thank you, Anna. Hi, everyone. Glad to see you here today. I'd like to introduce you to our new project, VC House. This is an invitation-only online community created exclusively for VCs. This is a platform where VCs from all over the world can exchange deals which they participate in as active investors. So if your fund is actively investing and you have companies either from your portfolio or outside of it that are looking for new investments, please join the VC House and don't hesitate to contact me. My contact details will be in chat. And now I'd like to return the floor to our hosts for today's event, Kate and Lena. They will lead you through our unicorn battle in Hong Kong. Girls?
Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, to be honest, this event and its cross-border manager, Rebecca, thank you very much for your support, for your developing a globalized, innovating ecosystem around the world. Also, I would like to express my gratitude to the venture capital and accelerator firm Brink, that is also looking startups that are focused on solving the biggest challenges in the world. And I recommend you to check its website, apply to the next acceleration program until August 15. And of course, to the China Accelerator that is operated by the venture fund SOSV. By the way, China Accelerator is celebrating 10th anniversary. Yeah, so my congrats to your team, and I will raise a virtual glass for you today. And of course, I want to thank all our venture funds and innovative companies represented by our judges today, and thank you for your presence and for your support at this way. So how will to move on? Now each judge will introduce him or herself just in a few words. Then we will start the pitch session. I think the hottest part of all our events. And after the jury voting will be done, we will announce the winner who will take part at the Unicorn Cup Silicon Final. very, very soon. And at the end of the event, we will have an opportunity to know each other a little bit better. And here are some VC insights about investments during the pandemic and in general, how we are going on in this not so simple time. So please sit back, relax, and I hope that this online trial will show you that our offline events are worth your attention, and we will see you regularly offline in person. So I pass the word to Lena and wish you a pleasant evening or day, depends on where you are.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, colleagues. So before we'll start the pitch competition, please greet our honored judges who volunteered their valuable time to our event today. Dear judges, please introduce yourselves and funds you represent shortly for 1 minute, pointing on the industry, check size, state, and geographical location of startups you invest in. Alexander, probably could we start from you?
Yes, Anna, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Our seed fund usually invests from 50 to 250K. We are industry agnostic and prefer to invest in the startups which are located in the United States or Europe, or are going to relocate in that location in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So who would like to be next one? Don't be shy.
I can be the next one.
Yes, please.
Hello, my name is Yelizaveta. Unfortunately, my partner Ivan couldn't participate today, so I will be the one introducing the company. The company is named Unicorn. We are based in Hong Kong and helping startups from all over the world to grow their businesses and raise funds in Asia. Our key specialization is Asia and Southeast Asia, but we also have a great network in Europe and the US. So yeah, I came to Hong Kong in 2013, and since that time I was involved in many projects in investments, and my partner Ivan launched a number of companies and partnerships. So yeah, this experience helps us to help our clients and startups. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. So next one, please.
Yeah, my name's Gary Fowler, and it's good to see everybody today. My company's GSD Venture Studios, and we are curating incredible AI companies. I personally have had 15 companies, a $1 billion exit, Click Software to Salesforce. My most recent project is EVA with David Yang from Russia. I'm his partner, the billionaire AI executive. So we're looking for incredible companies to be able to really change the world.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Next one, please.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Jackie. I'm from IMP Capital. We're our head office in Canada, Vancouver, and we invest in North America companies and also Australian companies and Chinese companies as well. Our usually check size is from 100,000 to $500,000, and we're looking for the technology startups for changing this world and also help the community that we're in to turn into better. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Preeti Chaudhary and I'm logging in from India today. I represent a whole bunch of funders and investors, sector agnostic, stage agnostic, ticket size being from $100,000 to $10 million. It's great to be back here. Thank you, Team Startup Network, and I'm looking forward to today. Have a good day all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Next one, please.
Hi, it's Rebecca speaking. I'm currently based in Beijing. I'm from Plug and Play. So our headquarters in Silicon Valley. We have 30 offices over the world. In China, we have 7 offices. And globally, we cover 16 verticals. So we focus in, for example, mobility, IoT, healthcare, supply chain, fintech, insurtech, brand and retail, hospitality. So there are 16 of them. And I'm very happy to be here today. We mostly invest in early stage startups, so like seed round, angel round, pre-A rounds. But we also partner with over 300 VC partners. So if startups would need like Series B or C, then we might also be able to help you. And also we partner with the global Fortune 500 companies on open innovation. So every year we also help startups to connect with their potential strategic partners or clients to help them to be accelerated. So very happy to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca, and welcome.
And I see that Roman Nikita had joined us from ICU Ventures. Roman?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Happy to be here. Very excited to hear the projects. We're at ICU Ventures. We're actually investing most of our effort in companies that have links to Eastern Europe. We're based in Kiev and London. We invested 200,000 to $1 million into one story, but we keep our portfolio, 30% of our portfolio, opportunistic to global opportunities. That's why we're here and excited to hear what the projects in Hong Kong have to offer. Wishing luck to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roman. Welcome. So who would like to be next one?
I can be next, if it's
Yes,
possible. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be a judge today. My name is Khalik Bayramov, and I'm associate at Positive Dialogue Management Company and IXD Capital. We are located in Moscow, and I would like to tell a little bit about both of these companies. Positive Dialogue Management Company is the company which key targets focuses on remaining the Russian business brand in a positive light, both domestically and globally. It will propel the Russian economy to leap forward, accelerating innovation and development in business, science, arts, culture, sports, and society. And as for IXD Capital's primary mission is creating long-term value for future generations and building a system of sustainable capitalism that allows business, innovation, and capital to maximize the shared potential and boost financial, environmental, social, and governance performance. IXD Capital focuses on CIS countries, working in close collaboration with its global partners. And again, thank you for giving me the floor. And I'm expecting to have fun today and to observe interesting startups.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome. So next one, please.
I can jump in here.
Yes, please.
Hi, everybody. Sid from M Square Capital Ventures, formerly Capital Union Investments. We're a multifamily office investing across the globe, but primarily in the US and Hong Kong. We've done a few across Southeast Asia. Check sizes varies. We're stage and sector agnostic. Our job is essentially to make the family offices a whole lot of money. So we look at good opportunities and we tend and try to help and mentor some of the companies along the way. We're fairly active from an operational perspective. And thank you for having us on here, and good luck to all the participants.
Thank you. Thank you, Sid. Welcome. Next one, please.
Hey, Elena, I can go next.
Yes, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Atin. I'm based in Hong Kong. I'm a VC investing out of my own fund called 27 Ventures. We're an early stage fund that focuses on investing in edtech and future work specifically. Investing super early, pre-seed, seed stage, average check sizes of about $100,000 first check. And then we reserve about 1:1 for follow-ons. I invest globally except for China. We've got 8 companies that we've invested in across 6 different countries. We are building a global portfolio here. That's about it. And then the only other thing that I can say is I'm very involved with my portfolio companies. I speak to the founders every week. So if anybody's got any recommendations for companies in that space, EdTech and future of work, I'd be happy to take any recommendations and referrals. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome. Who want to be the next one?
My name is William. I'm a partner at SOSV, and we invest through my two accelerators, China Accelerator and Mox Mobile Accelerator. We're 740 million under management, a 37% net IRR over the last 18 years, putting us in the top 5% performing VCs in the world. Happy to say we just did our 1,000th investment, doing about 150 new investments per year. We're the #2 most active seed and angel stage investor in the world and the most active VC in Asia. So thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you, William. Welcome. So next one, please. Dear judges, who would like?
Hello, this is Colin here from Trender Capital. I'm from Hong Kong. We are a multi-family office, and we help several families to select their investments. And our investments are mainly focused on Series B or earlier. Our investment ranges from $100,000 US all the way to $30 million. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Next one, please.
Hi, it's oh, let someone go first then.
After you, Aiden.
Okay, sure. So I'm Aiden. I'm from Betatron. We're a Hong Kong-based VC firm and also a startup accelerator. We're founded by 5 of the top VCs in Hong Kong, who collectively have 600 million of assets under management. So we invest up to 500,000 per startup, and we focus on their business growth and their next round of funding. And we take them through a 4-month personalized and tailored program. We're industry agnostic, we're sector agnostic, but we tend to focus on startups that, Hong Kong and Singapore have a little bit of an industry advantage on things such as, logistics, maritime, e-commerce, fintech, prop tech, and more. So thanks for having me, and looking forward to the pitches.
Thank you. Welcome. So next one.
I'll go after Aiden. This is Henry from Q Venture Partners. We are a deep tech VC fund, so we invest in fundamental technology like semiconductor, material science, all the way to end-to-end intelligent system for health, for advanced manufacturing, for enterprise, etc. The key differentiator for us is that in addition to the fund, we also operate an engineering design studio, a team of almost 20 full stack hardware engineers. And we have been using the team to help a lot of our portfolio companies to do prototyping, product development, and mass manufacturing in China. So thanks for having me. Look forward to seeing the pictures.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Henry, and welcome. Let's continue. So next one, please.
Can you hear me?
What is the first one?
Yes, Stephen, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm based out of Hong Kong. I've been working for 20 years in Asia and the US, connecting the capital market with startups. So I look forward to hearing all the pitches.
Thank you. Kevin, the floor is yours.
Hi, welcome everyone. I'm Kevin Pereira from Vickers Venture Partners. We are a deep tech global venture investor. We've been around for about 16 years now, probably one of the most consistent asset managers. We have about $3 billion under management. We tend to focus very specifically on deep technology. We don't really care where that is. And the key aspect of one of our investment thesis is that the fact that there is a known and ready market for these technologies. So happy to be here. Good luck to all the participants.
Thank you so much. So next one, please. Who want to be the next one?
I can go next.
Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Chris Fisher. I'm with Click Ventures. We're a Hong Kong-based Series A focused venture capital fund. We typically get involved at Series A and then we'll follow on with companies we particularly like into later rounds. We focus on internet and mobile type companies which generate some form of network effect. So we like a dynamic where having more customers or participants in a marketplace or platform enhances the value of the platform to the users. Really looking forward to seeing some of the presentations today. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome. Next one, please. Yes, please. Would like to be the next one? Okay. So, guys, yes, please.
Hello.
Hello, John.
Hello. I'm Jean-Marc Marcin, the founder of Sadık Ventures. We're investing in Silicon Valley, Turkey, and Europe. Our ticket size is between 50,000 to 1 million. We invest from seed to growth. We mostly invest in edtech, cybersecurity, SaaS, fintech, and marketplaces. Glad to be here. Thanks so much.
Thank you and welcome. Next one, please. Yes, please. Okay, so dear judges, thank you so much for your introductions. Let's continue. And now let me explain you a little bit about our voting system today. Dear judges, to start voting, you have just to click the link you have got on mail and get access to the profiles of today's startups. After this, you have to put marks depending on the investment potential from 1 to 5, whereas 5 is the highest mark and 1 is the lowest mark. So you have just put marks without any confirmation buttons. You could change marks before the voting will be closed. Pay attention. If you need help accessing your profile at our event page, please let us know in the chat. My colleague Julia can support to you. Next information is for our attendees. So, dear attendees, this information for you. You have a great opportunity to support our participants today. So, for it, you can register at event page and give your like to favorite startups. Our participants need your support. And based on the result of the judges' online voting, one startup will be chosen like as a winner of Unicorn Battle Hong Kong. So that's all from my side, and let's start. Colleagues, hello.
Hello, hello.
Yes, please, Kate.
I think everybody is muted, so only we can.
Okay, so we start. I think I'm the first one to pitch today.
Yes, please.
Okay, let me share my screen. I'm Paul from Lumec. Captivating, isn't it? How the director controls the tempo and the beat so that all the different musicians know how and when to play their instruments. It's quite a complex task. He has done so seamlessly and so efficiently. So let's now imagine a different type of orchestra. One where the accountant is finishing the books, the auditor is checking the numbers, investors are doing due diligence, lawyers are drafting contracts, secretary preparing resolutions, compliance doing KYC, also that the registry can confirm the transaction. Let's call that the orchestra of corporate governance. And our technology is the director. And in that analogy, I was just talking about one capital raise transaction in one company, in one jurisdiction. And notice how many interdependent parties are relying on the same information and documentation. If we think about all the companies in the world going through multiple of these transactions simultaneously and manually, we have a problem. And you as business owners, directors, and investors are aware with the struggles of executing corporate governance, from incorporations to resolutions to regulatory filings. And it's a hassle, but it needs to be done. And it's still incredibly paper heavy, manual, and increasing the cost of doing business tremendously. So what we've built is the world's first entity management and governance system. Our multi-award-winning console is a collaborative place for all your company's governance, from shared information to extensive cap table management, automated governance processes, KYC, data rooms, all enhanced with machine learning. And we've integrated this with many different business verticals to create a holistic protocol layer, connecting everything, permissioned and secured. And we have a massive addressable market. Over 150 million companies exist globally. And just looking at the top jurisdiction, that is a multi-billion-dollar industry. An opportunity that is actually very anti-cyclical, especially in these challenging times where there's an accelerated realization to digitize business operations and communication. And we've launched this company almost 3 years ago. We've processed hundreds of thousands of actions from thousands of companies and users. And we have achieved product market fit in multiple jurisdictions with close to zero churn and over $1 million in annual revenue. But our most important asset is not a technology, it's a team. Our founding team is experienced in tech, finance, legal, and corporate services. We have 20 FTE in our Hong Kong and Singapore office, and our CEO has been involved in a $1 billion exit in this industry. This makes us a stellar and complementary team. We are Bloomec, and we are giving companies a digital future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, dear judges, let's start Q&A session. Any questions? Hello.
Yeah, hi, Paul. It's Kevin from Vickers. Can you talk about the technology on your platform and what would basically make you sticky?
Well, what makes us sticky is that we are there since day one when companies get incorporated. So that's why our churn is so low. Everything that happens from incorporation through all the required corporate actions the company goes throughout the year are basically done here in together with all their stakeholders. And this basically means that once they are settled in there, they don't want to go anywhere. And we're one of the few to only parties that actually digitizes most aspects of these actions. The alternative is basically paper.
Okay.
And is it a SaaS model or what's the business model behind it?
Yes, we sell on a SaaS business on a per entity basis. Our go-to-market is that we are selling to intermediaries like Xero is doing, so corporate service providers often, which is a B2B to B strategy, because these often manage hundreds to thousands of entities in their portfolio, and we charge them on a per company basis.
Okay, thank you. Any questions else?
Yeah, could you, this is Sid from M Square. Could you speak a little bit about your customer acquisition strategy and costs going forward?
Yes. So on the B2B side, we still use salespeople because these are more enterprise sales level cycles, but the reward there is that contracts are very big. Our goal is when we venture out to different jurisdictions, just as Australia, the UK, or even the US, where we adopt a more B2B approach, it becomes more and more digital. And there we hope to sequentially lower the acquisition costs that are there.
Are you comfortable talking about what the acquisition costs are presently as to CAC to LTV ratio types?
I don't have those numbers exactly ready, and it has to do that on our current portfolio level, the sizes between the contracts, because their enterprise contracts are so substantial, it's harder to get in a CAC that is meaningful. What I do believe is from the ratio that we have there is that it's along the industry standard.
Okay, thank you for that.
But happy to discuss that more later.
Okay, so any other questions? Okay, guys, let's start.
Yes.
Let's continue.
The next
Thank
one.
you.
Thank you.
The next
Hi.
one is David.
Yes. Okay, so let me share screen and so hi everyone. My name is David, and I'm one of the co-founders for Introvite. So at Introvite, we help legacy insurers digitalize their customer life cycle and eliminate operational inefficiencies through text messaging. So how many of us actually have a very bad experience with our insurance? Well, I did, and I want to share my motivation behind InsurVite. So years ago, I tried to get a hospitalization claim for one of my family members, but we got pushed around between the insurer and a non-responsive agent like a ping pong ball. So nobody wants to give us the form. In the end, it took us 25 days just to get the form. And in the end, we didn't get the claim back because the insurer came back and said, nope, sorry, you missed the deadline of 30 days. So that got us thinking, what if at the point of time, I can immediately submit all my documents electronically without my agents? So that motivated me to start InsurVite. So InsurVite is a digital assistant that combines with process automation integrated into different messaging apps to provide customers a way to transact and connect with their insurers easily, quickly, securely, any time of the day, and to help insurers save their operational costs. So our user journey is very simple. Go to any messaging app you want, choose the service that you would like, and our digital assistant will bring you through the entire process, upload documents if you need to, and then we'll bring out the information, verify the information and click submit, and then we'll send this information to the insurer's back office for processing or for safekeeping. So we are focused on property and casualty insurance. And like I mentioned, we are digitalizing the entire customer lifecycle, which involves quotation, buying, claims handling, and other after-sales servicing. So we are already in the market right now. We will be launching with Eon and Tokio Marine end of this year. And currently, we're also doing a pilot in Australia with Bupa Health Insurance. And we have a strong pipeline coming out in the next 6 months. We also work with a strong network of partners from Japan, Australia, and the US. So our revenue model is ones that combine a one-off implementation fee with either a transaction fee or a usage-based fee. We are a team of 6 people, so 3 of us are the founders. 2 of them, Babel and Steven, are coders with full stack and software architecture experience, and I myself, I'm a sales guy, used to do education sales before doing InsurVite. So we are raising capital right now, and we are also looking for network into different insurers. So please join us in helping legacy insurers digitize and eliminate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. So let's start questions.
Do you automate the claims management to the extent of like automating sending out a person to check the damage, or are you still using sort of manual site visits?
Okay, so for claims for claims handling, it depends on the type of claim, but we enable customers to just submit pictures, and then we will use our image recognition to identify the different areas. Or if it's an invoice, we'll use OCR to pick up certain information, and then based on the policies, we can actually take away all the deductibles, and then we'll come up with final claim amount for the person.
David, can you talk a little bit about the claim process? So once you submit it, once it's accepted, how does the insurer pay the claimee?
Okay, so for I will use our pilot with this Bupa. So how customers do it is that they can go on WeChat, if they go, because it's a health insurance. So if you go to a clinic, you get an invoice, you take a picture of the invoice, and you will submit onto our platform. And then you will go to our cloud. So our cloud will actually have the modules to read the information, and then we'll come back to you and to say these are the items that you are claiming, minus off the deductibles based on your policy. So the policy, we actually work with the insurers to understand like what are the items that that is non-claimable and what are those that are claimable, and then we come up with a final final amount. And then once they verify that, then we'll send it over to the insurer for them to do a double check and pay up the claim.
Okay, thank you. Any questions else? Okay, guys.
Hi.
So, yes, please, Rebecca.
Hi, yeah, it's Rebecca speaking. So very great to see that you already work with our Japan office. So I guess my question would be, do you have any POC with, or any have existing clients with the insurance company or hospital already?
Yeah, so So in Japan, we do have one guy, but it got pushed back because of the COVID. It got pushed back to the end of the year with Daiichi Life. And then we are in Australia, we are doing one with Bupa Health Insurance.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank
Any
you all.
other questions? Okay, guys, let's continue. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, David. The next one is Stefan.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, delighted to be here. Hi, my name is Stefan. I'm the CEO of IPification, the company that is changing the way how we authenticate on mobile. A lot of service providers, to protect their customers, they do integrate what we call two-factor of authentication, which basically comes in the shape of SMS one-time codes, which not only deteriorate the user experience, but actually make a severe security implications because SMS was never intended for this purpose. What would you say if there is an option for you to log into your favorite app in a single click without worrying about any security implications or your private data being exposed? Well, this is what IPification makes possible. How we are doing it, we've partnered with a wide number of mobile operators around the globe who've integrated our patented technology to be able to verify the phone number, SIM card, and the device based on the user's IP address. What's the business model between us and the MNOs? A lot of service providers in the OTT space, banking, fintech, are buying this type of authentication to protect their users and enhance their experience, and the revenues are shared between IPification and telecoms. Telecoms are also selling this service directly through their enterprise sales teams. Market size is huge, especially now in the COVID time is increasing even faster. And it attracted a lot of all the new sharks in the pond. Most of them are coming from the US side. What makes IPification unique is not only its Asian origin, but actually IPification is the only company that provides a fully secure end-to-end seamless authentication technology. Where we are now, there's 18 operators that deploy technology live, combining over 350 million subscribers. We started commercializing the service this year with already a good revenue, and I'm happy to say that we have a committed transaction in the excess of over 18 million from some of the big names in the ecosystem you can see below. IPification will become the norm, we are sure of that, in how the mobile devices are verified and authenticated. There's a pain on the market. We have a really good technology and solution, and most importantly, we have a very experienced team that combined has over 100 years of telecom and cybersecurity space. And all of us share the same vision that mobile authentication must be frictionless, must be secure, and it shouldn't jeopardize the user's data and privacy. So yeah, thanks a lot. That's pretty much in a nutshell from IPification.
Thank you so much. So, any questions?
Yeah, hi. This is Kevin from Vickers again. Can you share what your revenue model is going to be predicated on?
Sorry, I haven't caught the last word. What's the revenue model?
Yeah, what was that based on?
Okay, the revenue model, we are receiving the revenue for every authentication being made. So let's say Grab, for example, when they want to authenticate their user's phone number or their user's device, they ping our API. Based on the IP address, we do the authentication leveraging on our telecom network connections. And yeah, everything happens in a fraction of a second. So we receive the revenues from Grab. We keep a big portion of the revenue, and we share the revenues with mobile operators.
So sorry, but what revenues are you referring to? So if I put something and I validate on Grab, I haven't paid anything. Right? So does that mean that
it's not you that are paying? Grab is paying, right?
No, I understand, but what are they paying you based off of? I haven't used anything. I haven't spent any money with Grab. So what percentage are you?
Okay, think of the most common example. You put your phone number and just press OK. No need for SMS one-time codes or something to verify your phone number. Your phone number is verified based on the IP address. So that's what Grab is paying for. right? Like to verify your phone number without sending an SMS, without doing the voice call or any other methods.
Yeah, I understand that, but how much are they paying you for that?
It depends on the country. It roughly goes from $3 cents to let's say $6-7 cents. So it's in dollar cents, right? We are talking about the small fraction for every authentication.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for the question.
Any other?
I'm not clear on how you. I'm sorry. This is Chris Fisher from Click. I'm not totally clear on how you avoid spoofing. Or for.
I mean, IP address is the only thing that cannot be spoofed. So we don't trust the device. We don't trust the apps. We only trust the telecom network infrastructure. So basically, I mean, if you are on the internet, on the data, you are using, telecom network, and you have the IP assigned, and it's something you can't spoof. So we are not picking any data from the device or from the app. So basically, all the resolution and verification is done using the network parameters we pick up from the telecom network infrastructure.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
You? Any other questions?
Hi. Hi, this is Jackie. So do you have do you have any competitors?
We do. As I said, most of the competitors are the US-based companies, but what differs us is that they use older type of technology called header enrichment, which is there for 10-15 years. And this technology is becoming deprecated. You know, both Google and Apple set to turn it off. So naturally, a lot of these competitors are actually becoming our wholesale partners on the connectivity side. Maybe you've heard about Payphone. It's one of the big names in US. They just raised 100+ million, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. So how do you onboard your customer? It's through the channel, yeah.
Yeah, so mostly, I mean, most of our customers we are through channel partners. You know, what we call like an aggregators who already have the connections with wide number of service providers in the countries where we are live in. And some partners come directly through telecom channels because telcos also have a lot of enterprises that they are working with. So they are kind of doing the upselling of the service to them. And there are a few customers that, we managed to engage directly. Microsoft is one of the biggest, let's say, that we are working in their Active Directory B2C identity system.
Thank you.
I have a question as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just to make sure I understand. Are you guys authenticating mobile devices or actually, the customers, the physical people? Because we all know the IP address is can be easily interchanged. You know, nobody neglects the VPNs and stuff. So what is exactly that you are authenticating?
Really good question. We are authenticating mobile device and the SIM. So no matter IPs keep changing, even on couple of seconds. But due to our system that we have deployed on the operator, that's the essence. As long as your SIM card or the device is not changed, our hash token unique for each user is not changing. So you can change your IP address, but as long as your SIM card and the device are not changed, basically IMSI and IMEI remains the same. Your mobile ID provided by IPification will be the same. So that's actually a very strong technical point on our side. So we do verify mobile device. We don't verify the person. So we don't know who the person is, but yeah, we verify their device. We play in the field of what user has. If you look at the overall identity ecosystem. So basically we verify the possession factor on a really strong manner, covering both the SIM card and the device.
Thank you so much. Thank you, great pitch. So let's continue Q&A in chat. And Kate.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Then please our next starter.
Next one is David.
Hi, yes, we'll be sharing our screen very shortly. Please give us a second.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is David Wang.
And I'm David Ho.
And we're co-founders of Crib, Hong Kong's first centralized credit card rewards platform. Credit cards is a popular payment method in Hong Kong. There are over 470 different types of credit cards in circulation with access to thousands of rewards and savings. But currently, that is very difficult to access. This creates massive pain points for the three stakeholders in the credit card ecosystem. Consumers cannot easily discover rewards, banks lose out on potential credit card revenues, and merchants yield low returns on the marketing initiatives. Crib is the innovation that the credit card market has been waiting for. We're Hong Kong's first centralized credit card rewards platform that centralizes and standardizes rewards from all banks into a single platform that can be personalized based on users' credit cards. Our solution is important because credit cards is a big business in Hong Kong. Last year, local residents spent over $75 billion with their credit cards, making this the second largest revenue driver for banks in the city. In light of this, banks in Hong Kong offer thousands of credit card rewards to its customers. Considering that the average consumer in Hong Kong carries 2 to 4 credit cards from different banks, you can appreciate how competitive this market is.
Now I'll talk about the current solutions in Hong Kong that we believe can be improved. So firstly, with banking products, although they have extensive coverage, these solutions are only single bank focused and not personalized for the average user who has multiple cards from different banks. And secondly, with comparison sites like Money Hero, they have extremely limited rewards coverage and focus more on credit card features and sign-on bonuses. Lastly, you have forums where users can discuss rewards, but it really provides no meaningful database for users to search and explore. So we solved this by being the first company in Hong Kong to centralize and standardize data from 22 banks to present over 6,000 credit card rewards on our platform. We help users search and explore all these rewards, where as you can see from our product screenshots, our core feature on the platform is the ability to personalize your rewards based on your credit cards, where people can select their own cards for a personalized experience. As you can see on our listings page, we group rewards by merchants and provide multiple filter options for people to easily explore all the rewards. And when you come to our merchant page, information is clearly presented in a clean format that makes it easy for people to understand. So ultimately, we aim to create a transparent ecosystem, a complementary circle that delivers economic benefits and network effects to consumers, financial institutions, and merchants. And in terms of our revenue strategy, so we're currently a B2C solution, and that's really to lay the foundation of our long-term plan into becoming a B2B reward data company to scale across the Greater Bay Area and Southeast Asia. We plan to work with online platforms, including restaurant bookings, cinema booking websites, and where these rewards data will be provided to these partners via our API on a SaaS model. We also aim to work directly with banks, offering a white label solution for rewards content management system type of products.
So prior to Crib, both David Ho and I started careers in investment banking covering financial institutions. I then moved on to Blue Pool Capital, the family office for Alibaba founder Jill Tsai.
And after banking, I went to military service in Taiwan, where I served as a paratrooper in the Special Forces Division. Also part of our Crib team, we have Ronnie Lee, who sits as our angel investor, and Draco Yam as our technical advisor. So thank you very much for your time. If you'd like to learn more, we'd be more than happy to connect after the presentation.
Thank you. Great speech. So let's start Q&A.
Hi, it's Rebecca from Plug and Play. Thank you very much for your presentation. My question would be, what's the difference between you and the existing solutions, for example, like Alipay? They provide pretty much the similar stuff you guys, the functions you have. For example, you could use credit card there, debit card there, you have rewards, you have coupon, like everything. It could be used online and also by use the apps. Like, what's the difference between you and them?
Sure, absolutely. So Alipay is first and foremost a payment system. We're not a payment system. We essentially provide a rewards database. So you can think of us as like an open rice, as open rice for rewards in Hong Kong, where whenever you want to see a credit card reward, you come to us and you know exactly what you have. And also, Alipay, they also do have their own rewards, but again, it's proprietary. It only belongs to an Alipay type of reward or an Alipay partnership with another bank. We essentially cover everything under our platform, right? So it's really a platform for users to understand what exactly they're entitled to. That's the product that we're offering.
I see. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions else?
Hi there, Aiden from Betatron over here. So what's the revenue model for you in phase 1? And is the greater success contingent on the B2B pivot and transition there?
Thanks. So as mentioned earlier on the slide, our current stage is a B2C, and really we're leveraging this product to make consumers in Hong Kong be actually more aware of the credit card rewards they have access to, which currently they don't have access to very easily, right? And going forward, our revenue model is predicated on the success of our B2B platform, which is really to feed this reward data to multiple third-party partners and by working with banks. So you can also almost think of us as a sort of a network platform that connects banks with merchants, with consumers, creating this network effect to not only make credit cards more easily accessible to the general public, but also to help merchants make their rewards and really the products much more easily accessible for the market.
Okay, thank you. So, any other questions? Yes, please. Okay, so let's continue.
Last question. Where are you guys standing right now with regards to your traction? Like, what's the status right now?
Sure, absolutely. So we've been building out the prototype for the past several months, and we're actually been ready to launch. Unfortunately, due to the virus, we've been putting this on hold to launch at a better time. But we're definitely in a very good position to launch. It's just more of a timing and seeing when's the most appropriate time when people can start going out on the streets again.
How long would it take you to be cash flow positive?
From that perspective, at this moment, it's very difficult to assess because of the current coronavirus situation. But at this point, we have only put in very minimal capital. We're more or less entirely self-funded along our angel investor, and to be frank, our capital has been very, very minimal from investment perspective. So we're not too worried at this point in terms of burning out our cash flow.
Another question. This is Sid again from M Square. How do you see yourself positioned, especially as you transition to B2B, against a company like Honey? Honey Coupons in the US, they've raised about 31 million. And they're planning to get into providing the same services for credit cards, right? So they're getting that B2B play and back-ending it to the actual credit card. So would fairly soon be a sizable competitor to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, with this kind of business, it's actually quite a localized business. We've done a bit of research as well into the US, and I think the credit card market in US is a little bit different than that to Asia. Predominantly users in US, they are more about points, right? Like airline miles, different types of loyalty points, and they're less focused about, actual rewards, discounts and stuff. Whereas in Asia, people care really about the discounts. In fact, I was talking to one of the bank's credit card heads in Hong Kong, and he said people in Hong Kong really sit on their credit card points, and 50% of that points actually go and get expired, right? So what really drives people in Hong Kong to use credit cards is really discounts and rewards. And I think you can see that from two things. One, there are 22 credit card issuers in Hong Kong, but there are 470 different types of credit cards to pick from. And then secondly, that just the sheer amount of rewards, right? So this is a very, different market compared to US. And this is not just in Hong Kong, but across Asia as well, where discounts, rewards, promotions is really what drives credit card usage. So although I'm sure Honey has its own business strategy as well, but I think this business does need its localization, and this is where our expertise in the region comes into play.
Thank you for answering that.
Thank you very much, David and David. Let's continue in chat. And I want to introduce the next participant. It will be Dennis.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, but please turn on your video so that we will see you. Yeah, I see your screen, but it would be better if video will be also available with your face.
How do I do that? Let's see here. Start video. Better?
Oh, yeah, it's super great.
Okay.
Okay.
So, good luck.
Hi, I'm Dennis, and today I want to introduce 3DNA, a vertically integrated IoT Industry 4.0 network for custom eyewear. We all wear sunglasses, and most of us wear some form of corrective lenses. Shopping for glasses sucks. Every store has the same product and the experience is cookie cutter, try on, take off, repeat, and there's thousands and thousands of frames to choose from. It's frustrating finding something that you like, and there's usually some sort of compromise on size or fit. You're not alone. The eyewear market is over $160 billion, with 93% of those sales coming out of bricks and mortar shops. Hold that thought. Now picture you're the owner of one of the 80,000 independent optical shops around the world. The situation is looking grim. You have got $100,000 of inventory sitting on the shelf, getting old and out of style by the day. Sales reps pushing you to buy more stock you don't need, and nowadays the identical products are found online cheaper, with your customers showrooming and claiming you're overpriced. To top it off, the one differentiating factor you do have, your sales expertise and personalized service, are locked in a bricks and mortar world with no way to offer the service online. The frustrations are made even worse by the pandemic. Introducing the solution that over 20 shops around the world have already discovered. 3DNA omnichannel tech helps retail opticals navigate digital transformation. The experience starts with a 3D face scan performed at one of our in-store kiosks. From there, a creative and collaborative design session gets you the perfect pair of custom glasses. Creative clients take control. Those not creative can choose from any one of our expert designers from around the world to collaborate on a live design session. Think of it as Uber for opticians. Designed from a combination of luxury materials, including carbon fiber, titanium, burlwood, mother of pearl, or Italian acetate. When your friends say, hey, great shades, where'd you get them? You reply, these are my design, I made these. Cool. 3DNA is the future of eyewear buying, selling, and producing.
Sorry, could you open your slides, please? I'm
Make
sorry.
full screen because.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better?
Waiting.
And the future is local. Yeah. To produce our frames, we offer a robotic digital machining center, enabling localized production of eyewear. Trade war, made locally, no problem. By offering a 3D scanning mobile app for iPhone, now optical professionals can deliver their expertise anytime, anywhere. By offering design kiosks and desktop eyewear production, we enable value to be created locally, creating major incentives for the legacy channel. And leveraging that channel is how 3DNA reaches massive scale. Since launching in 2018, we've achieved sales of over 300,000 US and sold 20 kiosks in 7 countries. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. So let's start Q&A session. Dear judges.
Yeah, Dennis, can you talk about your technology? How difficult is this to replicate?
So we've got technology from 3D face scanning to automation of CNC. And these technologies are pretty difficult to replicate.
Yeah, but you didn't develop any of these, right? So you just put together various different technologies into your form factor.
So we did develop the 3D scanning. We also have a design app, which is a parametric system that designers use to create the designs on the fly. And so far in the world, there is no automation of CNC. It's all done using CAM engineers. So that step we're automating by building the CAM into the design app.
Thanks.
Good question. Do you guys have like a patent on the technology that you built, or what's the status that sets you guys apart?
I got 7 patents in my last company, and honestly, they didn't really help us in commercializing the technology. The eyewear value chain and from the manufacturing perspective is pretty isolated and small. So if we get funding, we could do IP protection, but at this point, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
Okay, so any other questions?
Can you talk about your business model? How do you charge the customer?
Sure, let me share my screen. So we sell retail kiosks to stores for about 10 to 15,000. Means for 100,000. We sell raw materials. We sell finished eyeglasses, and then each unit has a monthly revenue fee for update, service, and maintenance.
So you sell the machine, you charge maintenance fee, and you also sell materials.
Correct.
Okay.
For example, for the retail store that you have rolled out, how many pair of glasses are made in a month from your machine?
During normal times, it's about 2 to 3 pairs per month. But since the pandemic, it's gone down a lot. Also, the major limiting factors for us are lack of funding so that we can develop the mobile app and develop the robotic technology. That mobile app is going to allow us to reach out in the direct-to-consumer space, and having the robotic turnaround time, having the robotic technology will allow us to reduce our turnaround time. So right now, outsourcing the production, it takes about anywhere from 15 days to 30 days to produce it the traditional way. But with robotics, we can produce it in 2 to 3 days. So that will really open up the market of customers who will accept this technology.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
This is Chris Fisher from Click. Just a quick question. I'm curious how many, given the typical margins of your customers, how many pairs of glasses do they need to sell to cover the $15,000 upfront?
They need to sell about 20 pairs of glasses to cover the cost of the kiosk.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Great pitch. Thank you. So let's continue.
Yeah, the next one.
Judges, please don't forget to vote for our participants today. It's very important. Thank you. Kate?
Agnes will be the next. Now, you see your screen.
Hi everyone, this is Agnes from Newfast. You hear me?
Yes.
Great.
Turn on your video, please.
Huh?
Turn on your video, please.
Turn on my video. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I see your pitch deck, but don't see you.
Oh. Do you see me now?
No.
You have to put on your camera.
Do you see the button stop video or open video? Like yesterday at test call.
I think there's something covering your camera.
Something wrong here, maybe? Okay, I changed my laptop to another one. Should I keep going?
Okay, I think we can continue without video, right, Lynn?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so sorry about that. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Agnes Wan, the co-founder and CEO of Newfast Limited. We are a SaaS company currently based in Hong Kong at Hong Kong Science Park to provide an AI video interview solution for the corporates for hiring remotely. So right now we have seen a rapid wave of companies going virtual because of COVID-19. The fact that the future of work being remote has ever been never near, and so does the future of recruitment. We have identified a few problems in the traditional hiring process which harm the interests of recruiters, job seekers, and the hiring managers. With that in mind, Newfast has developed a video interview system with AI technology to identify the best candidate for the companies, and it requires only 3 simple steps to go through. Our unfair advantage as a HR competency modeler is using the audio, visual, and psycholinguistic models. Firstly, we build on the apparent personality analysis and semantic analysis, and to identify the tone and the job match and candidate match for profiling. Our registered IO psychologist has designed this hierarchy model to measure the web performance for all the candidates. We measure the task, contextual, and relationship performance. Our market size for APAC is 5 billion, including mainland China and Southeast Asia. And our pricing model is based on our SaaS pricing on a monthly subscription basis. With AI technology, the corporate client pay an average of $5 per interview. We already have paying customers, including Crystal Group, Lambridge, recruitment agencies, and also job boards such as CP Jobs in Hong Kong. For example, Crystal Group has used our system to screen 200 candidates already to find their best candidate remotely with our solution. Their feedback is that the system is easy to use, and we have allowed them to access the candidate in other countries such as the UK, in Hong Kong remotely during the pandemic. Another situation is that CP Jobs is also screening a lot of candidates and get links in remotely in the job seekers job board and remote virtual job fair. So we are planning for our China market expansion, talking to Beijing government, and we are planning for next 5 years and are listing in the Beijing New Third Board. For Singapore, we are talking to the Singapore government SG for Spark enrollment and reaching 4 million Singapore revenue in 2022.
Thank you. Time is over, so let's continue at the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, dear judges, any questions?
Yeah, Sid here from M Square. 2 questions. Looking at the modeling that you guys are using, you need a lot of throughput for the AI models to understand and build relationship nodes. With one of your clients, you've got 200 applications processed, and I assume it's less with the other one, the CPAC. So if you do not have an existing data bank of information or processes, how are you building those relationship nodes for your AI engine?
Initially, we use a lot of open source information to build a model, but then gradually we use more and more of the client's information and the data to train the model. So currently, yeah, you said you have 200 from this clients, but we have a few hundred from another client. So yeah, so every client we get a few hundred. So yeah, so it's quite easy to get to like a few thousands and tens of thousands to train the model. Yeah.
Also because we have also partnered.
I'm going to roll into this. Sorry, go ahead.
We have partnered with GetLinks and CP Jobs. Those are the very big jobs operating in Hong Kong and Thailand with over 1 million users. So data is not a problem for us because we have already signed a partnership with the job boards.
Understood. Go ahead.
Sorry, don't you want to tailor to each different corporation and their corporate culture? Just getting data points from random resumes, you can do that off LinkedIn. How do you make sure that this is the right candidate, which you mentioned in your presentation for the company?
We have 2 models. One is to use our standard model to help the companies to hire using our model, and for some of the companies, they want a bit more customized model. So we will use our IO psychologists to design the model specifically for their needs. So it depends on the needs of the company. So it's not just from the CV or from LinkedIn profile. Do I answer your questions?
Yeah, partially, but that's fine.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yeah, judges? Okay, so let's continue.
Next one is William from the Future IO.
Can you hear my microphone?
Yeah, I hear you and see you.
Thank you for starting that. Okay, awesome. So let me just see if I can share my screen somehow. Here we go. Let me know when you see my screen. Is it fully full-fledged what we want to all see?
Yeah, I see man and bird.
Are we good?
It's good.
Awesome. Hi guys, my name is William Villalobos. I'm the founder and CEO of The Futures. And let me tell you the story about Bernie. Bernie runs his own marketing consulting firm. He is really good with his clients and employs a growing team around the world. He's really good at helping his client businesses. Bernie and his team are always being called in the last minute to pitch ideas and campaigns. You could say he's an ideas guy. He needs professional looking presentations with amazing graphics. But there is one big problem. Bernie can design, like he really can design. A full-time designer can help because Bernie usually has either too much work for one person or no work at all. But he needs to do something because he knows that one bad presentation can really cost him. So Bernie goes out on Canva and create his presentation himself. The result takes him like 4 hours to finish it, and that's just way too long. Then he goes onto Fiverr to search for freelancers, but he doesn't know which one of the 11,000 graphic designers to choose from. And once he finds one good one, they aren't available the next time. Then he goes to a design agency, but they get really, really expensive super quickly. Bernie is struggling. Sometimes he needs a lot of work done quickly, and other times nothing at all. He needs high quality, but without sucking up all of his profits. And there should be a better way. It is 2020, and Bernie can already get food delivery in minutes on demand, watch whatever he wants on demand, stay the night whatever he wants on demand, and even run his entire design on. We are the futures. We deliver design on demand. We leverage technology and optimize design processes to streamline the way SMBs like Bernie's get graphic design done. So now Bernie can come to us with something like this, and we can turn it into something like this. Or Bernie can even sketch something like this, and we can turn it into something like this. Or Bernie can actually give something like this, and we can turn it into something like this. The Futures delivers in just hours, not weeks, by providing same-day delivery, unlimited graphic design. We are helping Bernie generate brand trust, and now he can focus on coming up with the ideas without the fear that his presentations won't look good. The Futures gives Bernie his own design team in just 3 minutes. For 1/3 of the price of hiring a full-time designer, he's actually getting a whole team. And Bernie is not alone. There are millions of SMBs dealing with this exact same design problem right now. And the Futures is not just for SMBs, it is also for enterprise accounts. The Futures leverages technology to transform design as a service into a scalable and repeatable SaaS model. We leverage data and algorithms to automate design delivery and minimize human touch. We have a stellar team that has known each other for over 10 and 20 years. We already deliver designs in 10 languages to customers across 5 continents, supporting 1,300 brands, delivering 11,000 graphics per quarter, and each subscriber pays us $400 to $1,100 a month. Our customers love us and stay with us, and our revenue is growing month after month. I am William Villalobos, and join us in delivering the futures.
Thank you very much, William. You are on time, exactly.
Okay, so let's start Q&A. Dear judges, any questions?
Yep, Sid again. I see your design team is working well on your deck. How do you scale the business up, right? So you are taking it from 1,300 customers right now, and as it scales up across geographies, how does that affect your work, the time, and cost per customer?
So just to clarify, it's 1,300 brands and that we're working with. So the scalability is basically, we created this notion of pods, and the pods is basically a minimum amount of design team necessities that we then leverage technology, like our own internal software that we created to create a management system. And that allows us to actually maximize delivery output. And the way we do that is that the more customers we sign on and the more tickets that they send in, we gather more data points. So then as we gather a minimum amount of data points, we're going to start leveraging algorithms that allow us to predict the next design that person or user or company is going to request, or anything else that they may need in the future. Also, depending on their industry, we will know exactly the needs of that industry. And we're starting to see that happening right now with different verticals.
So is it your engine that is tracking trends also, competitive trends across different social media platforms, different media platforms, and then driving that towards your customer? Or is it your customer's demand or their design team coming to you with something?
So it's a bit of both. So we will know, for example, there are in the finance industry, for example, we have several customers. They will have their own visual or graphic trends, and we will focus on giving that the look and feel that is more corporate and more of what they're looking for. For example, yesterday we had a request. Somebody said, I'm going to send this to Goldman Sachs. So we know that we're not going to give them a bunch of colorful, wavy things as an output, right? So that is really based on their industry, their bracket, their vertical. And then we'll have a startup doing a pitch deck, for example, and we'll base it on their brand guidelines, we'll base it on their language, and also what they want to approach. So that's just kind of two examples there.
Okay, thank you so much. Any other questions?
Yeah, a quick question here. Wissam from Honey Capital. I wanted to know, are you guys profitable as of now?
Yes, we are. We've been profitable since day one, actually.
Okay, and what are your main costs as of today?
Right now, we are a team of 22 people. So I will say that takes up 40% of our costs. And then we have other things like building up the software, SaaS products that we use to, as in an isolated way, to engage in other realms. Yeah, that's basically most of the costs right now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, please. Okay, so let's continue. Thank you so much, William, for your pitch.
Yeah,
Great.
Thank you, William. The next one is David from Private Technologies. David. Oh, I see your hand, but please unmute yourself. I didn't hear you. No.
Unmute myself. Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great, great. So can I start my presentation? Great. Let me just put my presentation on and we can get started. Great. So I can begin at any time?
Yes, please, let's start. Yeah.
Great. Okay, great. Okay, so let's start. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a Lego box. For those who don't know about Legos, they're blocks that can click together to make whatever you want. At Prive, we've taken the inspiration from Legos and applied it to wealth management. How have we done this? Through trying to address this problem statement. Private banking cannot be for everyone. And why do people say this? First is cost. Wealth management services are still quite expensive. On the other hand, digital transformation by banks are not that easy either. So how can we make this cannot into a can? Through our technology, which is based off of plug and play building blocks that click together just like Legos. That has enabled over 75 of our clients worldwide to be able to access wealth management services for their end clients, and has allowed us to grow to over 7 offices and have our platform deployed in 16 countries. We have also won our fair share of awards. This is our team. We also are concentrating on our strategic partners, and our ultimate vision is to create a bank-in-a-box solution for everyone so that wealth management is accessible to the world. But I wanted to also show you an exciting demo that we have right now for you. Let me just start this video. So with the help of Samsung, I'm really proud to announce our newest wealth management box. Here you can see that I can click on the wealth management module. It'll get me to my portfolio, which I can see in a snapshot. I can also update my profile as well, such as my risk profile. But I can also start a conversation. And as a result, I can ask Bixby, hi Bixby, a question. So Bixby will then ask me, how can I help you? Well, you know what? I want to become a millionaire. So that's what I'm going to ask. And then Bixby will then try to calculate how best to get there. And in this case, it's telling me it'll take me 12 years. But I don't want to wait that long. So I ask it to make it 10 years. And so Bixby will then go ahead and calculate another portfolio based on my profile and preferences. And then it gets back to me and says, okay, well, we can make you a millionaire within 10 years based on your current portfolio. And I think about it and I say, okay, let's do it. Then Bixby will select 3 assets. And for the sake of argument, let's just pick the first one. And the first one essentially has exposure to Alibaba. Now, everybody knows what Alibaba is, but let's say I don't know much about Alibaba. So I ask it to tell me more about Alibaba. So after I ask the question, Bixby will then pull up the necessary news feeds and content and other information for me to make a investment decision. And after reviewing all this, I say, okay, let's buy the fund. So then Bixby, after it gets that instruction, will then show me my pre and post trade portfolio along with the trades that I need to do. It'll also connect me to my custodian and it'll make it a seamless journey. So in a span of about 2 minutes, I've taken an advisor in the palm of my hand and transformed wealth management into a conversation. Thank you very much. My name is David. We are Prive and this is our story.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Great pitch. So let's start Q&A. Dear judges, David is ready for questions.
How do you charge? Is it a percentage of funds under management or is it more transaction fees?
Yes.
How do you?
Oh, that's a good question. Thanks, William. We are a SaaS solution, so the majority of our revenue is based off of annual recurring revenue. We do have an implementation cost that is geared towards the personalization or the customization to our B2B customers. So one of our customers, which is public, Citibank, we would take a certain amount of money to make sure that the boxes are blue, the box goes from the left to the right, but then everything else on the back end, including the APIs, would be all scalable, and that would be charged on a maintenance cost.
Okay, thank you.
A quick question. So if when you onboard a new client with a B2B client, would they have to open up their API? Would there be upfront cost? How is that side of the equation set up?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a great question as well. And that's why it's so difficult on B2B side. The plus side is that if you are integrated, then it's a very sticky revenue because you're integrating their ecosystem. But the first step is quite hard. So trying to get married to them, I think you have to be very flexible. So we can operate in a variety of ways. We can either provide the entire UI UX with the backend API. We can also apply and provide certain API connectivities only. Or the third one will be a hybrid where we will only provide that certain segment or widget within an existing UI UX. And then afterwards, what we do is we would charge on an annual recurring basis, depending on the geography, the size of the country, the amount of assets that are then being charged. And that would be then a 3-year contract, after which there would be an uptick after 3 years, which is automatically usually renewed by the enterprise client.
Hi, do you need SFC license for what you're doing?
No, we don't. We don't give advice. From our perspective, we are a back-end platform. Many of the intelligence and the advice is all being provided by our enterprise clients. So we're not like a Quantifeed or an Aquaman where they provide their own advice and that's their own spiel, which is great. But that also is a detriment because the fact is you want to make a platform that is so liquid and scalable at the same time flexible for each individual B2B client. So for instance, Samsung will have a different journey than let's say a Citi versus an HSBC and other types of institution. Depends on what type of ecosystem that you're attracting. And therefore, we don't have a license. Now, we also do on a quarterly basis certain asset management, but that's going to be something that we are planning to do within the next 6 to 12 months. Just to be fully transparent, we do have a type 1 license as a subsidiary of ours has that, but that business right now, we haven't touched that business because we're so busy just building the SaaS solution and providing that to other players around the world.
And how profitable are you guys so far?
Yes, so we were bootstrapped for the first 3 years, 4 years, so we had to break even and or create a profit. We just got 2 new investors on, Credit Suisse and Samsung Electronics. So we've been able to scale the system. I think we should be back to profitability within this year.
Okay. How much revenue are you guys generating either on an annual basis?
Yeah, so from last 12 months, I believe it's 7 million US. We expect to hit 10 to 11 this year.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi,
thank
so
you. Yes, please.
hi. Yeah, quick question. So it seems like so you don't recommend any product to the clients. They have to know like exactly what they want to purchase, and then they could use the platform to directly buy the product, right? So, but you can like recommend to them which one is the best one based on your risk preference, things like that.
Yeah, no, see, that's the trick. That's the beauty of this. But the fact is we're plugged into, let's say, and I don't want to use this this example, but let's just use it because it's simpler. Is if Citi wanted to use us, and for instance, Citi is now, they use us as part of their total wealth advisor system. So for instance, if you're in one of 12 countries, including Hong Kong, and you are a CPC, Citi Private Client, or a Citi Gold or Citi Private Banking customer, they come in and they take your information. All of that intelligence, all that risk analysis is actually Citi's, it's not ours. But what we do is we digitize it and make it into a digitized journey so the advisor is able to provide much more holistic advice for the Citi people. And this is the Citi experience that Citi wants to purvey and differentiate themselves from other wealth management players. And I think that is the big competitive advantage that we have. Instead of selling the same black box to every single participating institution, we help that institution accent its unique features, its unique asset classes, its unique journey, so that revenue becomes stickier for it. Ergo, our platform adds value to them.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. So let's continue.
Thanks very much, guys. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Thank you for your pitch.
Yes, thank you for listening.
And it's time to the last but not least pitch today. Marco will present the startup Volvero.
Hello, Kate. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's Marco here. And I'm going to share the screen just a second with the presentation. Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Yeah. Now you should be able to see the full screen, right?
Yeah. Full screen.
Okay, great. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Marco Frippi, CEO and founder of Volvero. And with Volvero, we aim to reduce the number of vehicles and to democratize drivers and vehicles. So fewer vehicles, but for everybody. There is a huge problem in the mobility area industry, transportation, that is there is a high underutilization of vehicles. And in particular, just think about the fact that for 96% of the time, your vehicle or the vehicle of someone else remain parked. And all of this is causing such huge trouble. So for instance, a lot of pollution are caused by this model of ownership where everyone is owning his or her own vehicles, and also a lot of public areas are occupied by vehicles that remain parked. And all of this is happening while millions of people all over the world are struggling in finding optimal solution for their mobility needs. Indeed, if we think to services like car rental, car sharing, or public transport, they are all not optimal because they are or too expensive or not flexible enough. So our solution is an app in a 200 billion market where dealers and owners of vehicles, so B2C and peer-to-peer, can share their vehicles with a community of drivers while we are using the most advanced technologies, such as artificial intelligence and blockchain for storing data. We do have some competitors in the market, and namely in the US, there are a couple, but in Europe and in the other part of the world, the market is still to be taken. So basically, we are unique because two differentiation points. First, we were able to develop our own insurance policy. So we are the only solution worldwide for covering a wide range of vehicles like car, motorcycles, commercial vehicles, and also the technology we use. Embedded in our app, there is a software for tracking how users are driving and revert back scores based on an artificial intelligence algorithm. Those scores are then used for assigning credits. So we started our business 1 year ago. We won several prizes all over Europe, and now we are going to expand our business, and that's also one of the reasons why we are here today. The team is composed by myself. I have experience in finance, and by my co-founders. They have experience in software development and AI. And also we do have a great advisory board with the marketing manager of Spotify and also the president of Rotary. We make money just retaining a percentage on each transaction, so that's very simple. And we are here today because we will soon start our seed round, and also because we needed to create partnership for commercializing and expanding our business. So that's it. I am Marco Filippi. Reach out, info@volvero.com, and thank you.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you. Any questions, guys? Dear judges.
Yeah, quick question, Sid again. Is
Yes.
there a tokenization model using blockchain for users for creating stickiness?
Yeah,
or
so
incentivizing?
I mentioned that we are leveraging DLT. We are indeed, as said, assigning scores to drivers based on their driving skills. We put that scores in the DLT, and also we put details about cars and vehicles in the same DLT. So we expect that we know that by using DLT, we can lower asymmetric information in the model, thus having a more transparent model. And of course, also the credit that are assigned, that are token, as you said, are used also for creating a smart contract. So based on your previous history as driver, we are also offering you a tailor-made smart contract for covering you while you are driving. So if you were a good driver, we will propose you a tailor-made smart contract just for you. That will be different if compared to the smart contract of someone else.
Okay, thank you, Marco. Any other questions? Yes, please. Okay, so thank you so much. Great pitch. Dear judges, please finish your voting. It was, as Kate said, it was last but not the least startup for today. So please finish your voting. Anna?
Yes, Lena?
Are you with us?
Yes.
So maybe you have some comments?
Yeah, I guess we'll have a little networking session afterwards. Yes, Alexander?
Yes, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
interesting for us what's going on in Hong Kong.
Exactly. There are some interesting people together with us. They can tell us. How is life there nowadays? Girls, how much do we have? Like 1 minute before you close the voting?
Yeah, we have just 1 minute.
Okay. All right. So in 1 minute, we will know who will be participating from Hong Kong in finals. We already have participants from US, Brazil, Israel, Australia, Egypt, South Africa, Malaysia, Singapore, well, like from everywhere. It would be really pity if we wouldn't be able to do the Hong Kong battle, but I'm really glad that we're here today and let the best win. So are we ready? Please tell me.
So, yes. I think we're ready. So the third place today goes to Bluemec. Your the second place goes to IPification. And the winner of Unicorn Battle Hong Kong today is Private Technologies.
Whoa!
Our congratulations to David.
Wonderful. That's great. Yeah, in like under the normal circumstances, he would have to be worrying about the US visa and all the travel costs. But right now, you just have to relax and wait for the 3 finals days, 28th, 29th, and 30th, to participate in the finals. Lena and Kate will tell you all the details. How will all this happening? And I, of course, encourage everyone to join us for this great event where we will have top VCs from all over the world. We will have a lot of guests. So please, everyone is welcome. Congratulations to the winner.
Okay. So, Alexander, any comments from you?
Yeah, probably we can start our networking session.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we cannot serve beer or wine. Yeah, it's online networking. But anyway, it's interesting for us what's going on now in venture industry in Hong Kong. So some of the judges really came from different countries, from other countries. And so if you are local VC or accelerator, can you please tell us a little bit about Hong Kong and what's going on now
and
in your industry?
Yes,
Yeah.
and the ecosystem. How is it? How are startups getting funded? Is like private investors or government is involved? Yeah.
So I can speak. I can speak a little bit to that. I'm actually currently not in Hong Kong. I left for a holiday in January for a beach holiday, and I got stuck there, and I'm still there 7 months later. So things have changed since I have left, but I still run the family office for a number of Hong Kong sort of leading families. And with the new developments, I think a lot of pressure is coming for family offices to look at investments outside the greater Hong Kong, greater China region. We usually are two-sided funds. We have a family office that looks in directly into China, and then there is one that looks at global investments. There are certain risks with the current legal structure and legal language of the discourse that are complicating how we proceed further. For startups in Hong Kong, I think this is an exciting time. There's a lot of what do you call unused gunpowder to be deployed, and there's going to be a lot of cross-border investments in the region, especially between Shenzhen and Hong Kong. So if you're jumping both borders and you also have a product that can be developed for the mainland Chinese market, it's an interesting time to be in Hong Kong. Looking outwards, I think it's a little complicated. We don't know just yet. A lot of our sort of international efforts have moved to Singapore in the last 6 to 7 months. And we're studying how the authorities and how the global system responds to that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any other opinions? Rebecca?
And I just didn't hear quite good. You are now in which country?
Oh, I'm in a place called Goa. It's
India.
a place, yeah. So
okay.
I'm sitting in a jungle, as you can see, by the beach.
Great.
Been here for 7 months.
So
It's
you are
beautiful
now
place.
on a very long vacation, yeah?
Yeah, I'm wondering if my portfolio CEOs are going to listen to me anymore. I'm an operating investor, so it's an interesting time. It's a beautiful place to be relaxed in, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so maybe some
Rebecca, yes,
Rebecca,
can you share
will-
with us how is Plug and Play surviving in Hong Kong? Or is it like never been better?
Rebecca.
Yeah. I think because I currently based in Beijing, right? So mainland China nowadays is kind of under control, much better than 2 months ago. So now everyone is kind of all back to the office, and people could have a lot of offline activities. We are able to have business meetings face to face finally, and also for our startups, because what we do is we help startups to connect with the local ecosystem. So whatever they need, either sometimes it's VCs or universities or the city governments or corporate partners. Previously, usually we will have them like have online deal flow with our corporate partners, but this year because of the COVID-19, everything moved online. So our deal flows, our summits, our startup pitching event is all held online. But there's also a good thing for everyone, because if you are a startup, for example, based in Hong Kong, right, when you do this kind of online pitching, then everyone from over the world will be able to see you, not just the VCs from Hong Kong, or not just the company who's located at Hong Kong. So I would say that's also a good chance for all of us to stick together and to drive the innovation together, not be limited by location or physical circumstances. So
Exactly. The
even
word
though,
open,
right?
yeah, exactly. The word open innovation is now a reality, right?
Yeah. And we also received a lot of positive feedback from our corporate partners. For example, now a lot of people are looking for startups who's doing the robotics kind of solution or touchless scenarios. And also for mobility, for example, like the last miles delivery, like all kinds of new technology are being used in so many different cases. For example, in mainland China, we don't use cashes. Actually, we don't even bring a credit card. We just bring our cell phone to use the QR code to scan and pay for everything, to do the transaction, and also to monitor. Have you ever been to those high risk areas? You can also scan the QR code. So the big data will show, for example, if you've been in Beijing or have been outside of Beijing like that. So I would say technology has been used in so many different cases and industries. We are very happy to see this kind of chance. I don't think the COVID-19 has been prevent people from working together or stop us from innovate. So I think it's still a good environment and a good chance for startups to develop cross-border or cross industries.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yes, I also personally believe that it's a time for new opportunities. It's never like been better for lots and lots of startups and implementing new ways of interacting all over the world.
Yep.
Yeah,
Anna,
Gary,
this is Gary. I'm actually normally in Silicon Valley, but I'm in Palm Beach in Florida right now. But I participate in a lot of events. I do anywhere 6 or 7 events every week. And what I'm seeing across the board is with this digital transformation, I mean, it's changed everything. Look at Zoom. 5 months ago, Zoom, there were 30 million daily users. Today, there are over 300 million. I remember, meeting Eric 5 years ago, right? We were just talking about what was going to happen, and here we are. So we have changed. I think what I see is people are adapting. Yesterday, I had a call with Charles River Ventures, and people are really migrating to be able to do deals without being in person. And the companies that really take advantage of that, and I'm in artificial intelligence, I mean, that's our sweet spot. The companies that take advantage of that are going to win. And, for everybody here, AI is truly the new electricity. You can read my articles of Medium and Forbes. I write about a lot. And the companies that really embrace that and the machine learning to be able to take care of all this massive amount of data coming at us all the time are the companies that have a chance of really winning and really position themselves for the future. So, you know, I love this. I love what you're doing. I love that you're opening up the world. It's great. I mean, this is the time, and the people just like yourselves that dominate this online world are going to find incredible opportunities.
Well, thank you. You're very kind. I really appreciate what you had said because, yeah, we love what you do, what we do, and we are really glad that right now we are more needed than ever because, like, we have like this great appreciation everywhere we go, and we really, really thankful for everyone who is taking part in that. Yeah, thank you, Gary, a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. You know, 4 years ago, do you know Abby from Russia? In David Yang? Have you ever heard of that company?
Do we, Alexander?
Abby.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
ABBY. Okay, yeah.
I'm David Yang's partner. So David and I started a company. We spun it out. David's the billionaire from Russia. Anyhow, we started a company, brought it to the U.S. 4 years ago. Started with nothing. The company is now one of the top 10 AI tech companies. And I mean, this opportunity to be able to, you know, change the world and take these incredible AI opportunities out is, you know, is here today. So I've done it, you know, we've done it with a small Israeli company. We sold in August of last year for $1.35 billion, Click Software. I was on the original team. So you can do that. You can pull these incredible opportunities.
Wonderful. That's really inspiring to hear all that. Right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's where the opportunities are, right? Just
yep, exactly. It's really
I really
supporting.
have a question. I really have a question to all VCs probably, and you know the stories that some countries tried or are trying to block some application, for example, TikTok in US or India, yeah. And so what do you think, what will be the future of global startup markets? Will we have some really divided on some parts world, or everything will be the same as it is today and every startup can be global? What is your opinion? What do you think?
Yeah, hi, this is William. So we help companies from around the world go cross-border into China with China Accelerator and also into, say, India with MOX. And we're definitely seeing a decoupling. So you have probably what you call a war between, say, Google, Facebook, Amazon in India. And then you've got a bunch of Chinese apps, probably at least 60 of the top 100 apps in India were Chinese. The other leaders were all sort of Indian companies backed by Chinese investors and Chinese tech, plus SoftBank Vision on top. And there was a bit of a battle, but recently about over 50 of the top 100 apps were banned. The Chinese apps were banned in India. So you're seeing an acceleration of that decoupling. And there's actually still quite a bit of opportunity there, but it's going to be tougher as you get separation into two camps. And in order to operate, in these multiple markets, will take a little fancy footwork, just as it was tough for the Europeans and the Americans to operate in China the last 10, 15 years. It's going to get tougher and more complicated to become big in multiple markets. So that's what we help with, but it's going to be a lot more challenging, not just to go into China, but now for Chinese companies to go into India. Going cross-border has always been tough. It's going to get tougher.
Yeah, I'll echo some of what William was just saying. In fact, I'm Go is in India. I live in Shenzhen. I represent Hong Kong money, and I'm in all sorts of trouble because my kids are going to school in Shenzhen, and suddenly I wake up one morning with no connectivity to China. For the first time, I've used VPN to crack into the Great Wall, to get access to the schools and info for Ding Talk, etc. So yeah, as countries weaponize technology for, because it's a low-hanging sort of fruit, right? It's a low-hanging target to blame TikTok. I don't know what a bunch of kids running around making funny videos has got to do with foreign policy, but it's an easy conversation to stoke the masses. My belief is over time, as people sort of step back from this gamesmanship, whether it be U.S. politics, Indian politics, or China's growth, everybody's going to step back from this chest puffing. But still, the immediate fallout is a lot of these companies are getting targeted. That allows local competitors. So we've seen, in fact, I've been looking at some of the competitors to TikTok in India and how the innovation is coming along. It's a mad scramble here to fund and look good at funding a native app. We'll see how that plays out. And now we wait to see what China will do with some of these apps. So it's an interesting time. And I'm sure this is keeping William and his team at SOS busy trying to hack and figure out what's going on between these two very, very, very large markets.
Okay, so do you think there will be something in the middle, or there will be like separate markets, like everyone will be doing their separate thing, or they'll figure out?
So it depends, right? TikTok is really playing this really smartly in India so far. What they've said is they're not going to petition against the Supreme Court. They're not going to petition against the administration because there's some regional politics to be and very small region politics to be aware of. But I think they're playing it really smart. They're going to keep quiet for the next 2 quarters. It's 120 million users. Remember, they can still access the app. What they can't do is get a new update or download the app. It depends if you update your software on the phone. So they're just holding on. And I think once this all hubbub dies down, we'll be back to watching silly videos again.
It went from 57 minutes a day on average to 6 minutes a day post-ban. So it did quite have a pretty big impact on their usage. And we'll see, they haven't done it yet, but they're looking at a network ban, similar to what you see in China. And so it should be interesting, but usually when these bans come out, it kind of blows over after 3 or 4 months. So I think that's what a lot of the Chinese apps are hoping, especially Xiaomi, who's got their whole community of customers on that thing. That's how they engage, that's how they sell. And that's been shut down. It's a major blow to them. So they're trying to scramble and position themselves as an Indian company as much as possible, not a Chinese company. So it's interesting times, but I think, for internet, it's changing habits very quickly. I mean, we just finished our batch 17 for China Accelerator, first accelerator to launch in Asia and the only active accelerator to have a unicorn go through the program. And we were looking to help them go like 3x growth, 300% growth in 3 months, mid-March to mid-June. And we ended up with 4.5x growth, revenue growth, and 7 of the 14 companies went profitable. Some of them were profitable beforehand. But so even in spite of tough economic times and recession, hopefully we don't hit a depression. But there's a number of different sectors, especially internet software, that are doing quite well. So working hard as ever.
Wonderful to hear that. Yeah, as you said, it's an interesting time and we are all in it, right? So.
Yeah, and I think it's still possible to go global. For example, even when Zoom entered the China market, it didn't just bring exactly was from the Zoom US to, they set up the whole Zoom China. They use the local server things to do that. So we were able to use Zoom even like here in mainland China. So it's always important for startups to be localized, to adapt to the local regulation, customers, environment, everything to help you to expand your business to different countries and cultures. But that's definitely possible. For example, we helped a lot of startups. If you are a startup who needs to use for example, use maps, right? Like outside of China, you will use Google Map, but probably if you want to explore the mainland China market, you have to change it to Baidu Map, things like that. But it doesn't mean that you can't enter the market. You just need to find the right way, find the right partner to do that.
Okay, thank you. Yes, it's like every country has like, it's being specific, but I think we are moving towards globality in one way or another, and just countries are struggling whose app will be more global, right? Like it's struggle for the customers as always. And I'm really glad that we managed to be in Hong Kong today, and probably you want to know where we're going next, right, Alexander?
Absolutely.
Next one, we have only 2 more events left because after the week passes, the next week we'll have only 3 final days, and that is it. And then we are all open for the new season. So next, our 2 events, Kate, can you share screen with us? Will be in Canada and United Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
So if you would like to explore the Canadian startup ecosystem with us and Arab ecosystem with us, go with us to Canada and United Arab Emirates simultaneously. And of course, we are welcoming everyone at our final days on the 28th, 29th, and 30th of July. Save those days in your calendar. So thank you everyone for joining us for the Unicorn Battle in Hong Kong.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, folks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Good luck to
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.